Hey guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to another Gwent video on my channel. After 1 week break because of the waiting time for the patch and so on, I'm finally back with more Gwent to show you. And with the new patch out and weather nerfed kinda hard, it is now time to shine for Consume Monsters deck. So Consume Monsters before the patch was in a tough situation because weather was really hard counter to the Consume deck, but with weather nerfed kinda hard in the latest patch, Consume right now is a very strong deck, and coincidentally I was also not doing any sort of Consume video before the last patch, so I haven't done any Consume deck in a long time, and today I want to show you one that is right now really good on ladder. A lot of people playing that even on the highest ranks. So I definitely wanted to give you a quick rundown on the Consume Monsters deck that you're currently seeing on the ladder and why it is so strong. For playing a Consume deck, there's of course only one safe choice as your leader, and that is the Unseen Elder. You can deploy him and then he is consuming 3 allies, but instead of boosting the Unseen Elder, you will strengthen him, so the base strength is increasing on this one. And if you are consuming some high value targets like the Grave Hag here, which is a silver card, or the VRAN Warrior of course, then the Unseen Elder might be saving you a lot of points, because then he's a gold card and you cannot get rid of the points that easily on the Unseen Elder. The core of the deck is still similar to the old Consume deck, so it's not like you have changed a lot since last playing Consume, it's just that it is stronger right now because what you're facing on the ladder. So you still have the NEKKERs here, that is whenever you are, when an ally consumes a card, the NEKKER is getting stronger, so then you will consume multiple targets. The NEKKERs will be in the end of the game between 10 and 15 points on average, and also as a death wish you will play a NEKKER from a deck. So if you play on the first round one NEKKER, he's then getting buffed all the time you consume another card, then at the end of the first round you will then spawn another NEKKER for the second round, and on the end of the second round you will spawn a NEKKER on the third round. So you are keeping points on the board, and the amount of points you will keep is just increasing over time because you're consuming a lot of cards. So that is giving you a lot of points, a nice tempo play, and more or less forcing your opponent to either kill the NEKKERs with a spell or some effect, or to lock the NEKKERs, but even then he is causing trouble to your opponent, so that is a very good card for Consume. And of course you're also still running the Harpies here, which are spawning 2 Harpy eggs to the left of the unit, and the Harpy eggs are small units that are only 1 point worth it, but when consumed by another unit you will boost that unit by an additional 5, and as a death wish you will spawn a Harpy, and a Harpy is a 3-point unit. So if the Harpy eggs are not popping up in one round, you will then keep for the next round additional 3 points, that is 6 points in total because you have 2 Harpy eggs. But if you consume the Harpy eggs, you on the other hand also get an additional 5-point boost on the consume unit. So whatever is happening here, if you lose the Harpy eggs in the same round, or if you keep the Harpies for the next round, it is still definitely giving you advantage. And the Harpy was changed a bit. Before it was 4 points, now 3 points, still a very strong card. And the Harpy eggs are now coming on the left side. Before it was on the right side, but left side is even better for you, because with the warriors here, who is consuming the unit to the right, it is definitely worth it for you to have the Harpy eggs on the left side of the Harpy. So you will then just drop the VRAN warrior, consume the Harpy eggs if you want to consume, and then you're getting a nice little boost on the VRAN warrior. So 1 Harpy egg is good for 6 points, so you have 1 point from the egg and the additional 5-point boost. So that is then boosting the VRAN warrior quite high. You can easily go over 30 points in one round, and because you're consuming so much, you also are surely running the ARACHAS BEHEMOTH, which is whenever an ally consumes a card, you will spawn an ARACHAS and damage self by 1, ignoring the armor, and deploy gain 2 armor. So that means an ally is consuming, you will spawn ARACHAS, the ARACHAS then spawning the other ARACHAS out of your deck. So in fact, by the first consume you will get 4 ARACHAS on the board, which is 12 points, and then whenever you are consuming a unit you will spawn another ARACHAS, but also the ARACHAS Behemoth is getting damaged, so over time it's just going down, but still nonetheless you should get then 6 ARACHAS in total, which is quite a lot of points and normally should help you. So to counter this specific Consume deck, you are definitely interested as an opposing player. So if you're facing Consume, you want to have stuff like the Lacerate in your deck, because with the Lacerate you can just clear the whole lane. So normally your opponent is stacking all the ARACHAS in one lane alongside the VRAN warrior. So if you have one Lacerate, you can just kill all the 3 play point units, which is giving you insane value, to be honest. And we are running also one water hack here, so that is good for some weather, some clear skies, but also the Lazarate. That is great in a mirror matchup. So if you're facing another consume deck, the water hack here is providing you with a lot of value. So keep the card and play that at the end of the round. Most likely when there are a lot of ARACHAS already on the board, just play the Lazarate, clear so many points, and with that you should then be able to go ahead for the round. Also, second or third round, you will then play the CRONEs here, which is giving you a lot of points. And also you have another high point card with the Grave Hack. After one turn, at the start of your turn, you will consume all units in your graveyard, but only boost self by 1 for each. So that means if you play the Grave Hack in the third round, for example, you should already have a lot of ARACHAS in the graveyard, you should have a lot of HARPY X in the graveyard, a lot of Harpies, and so on and so on. So potentially the Grave Hack, if you play that as your last card, you will get an additional boost of 25 to maybe 35 points, which is huge and allows you for such a huge swing that is most often giving you the victory. And that's why the deck is so strong, because you can create a lot of points with a small amount of cards. But how good the deck really is, we will now see in some gameplay action. So I've prepared 2 games for you to show you the deck, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, and so on and so on. If you still have questions after that, please don't hesitate to use the comment section. And also it would be nice if you upvote the video if you like it. And also you can subscribe to the channel for free, so you will get then notified when I'll be uploading more Gwent content, also for other card games like Hearthstone, The Elder Scrolls Legends, or Shadowverse. So if you're a fan of card games, if you're a fan of Gwent, definitely check out my channel, keep a free subscription here, and with that, we are now going on to the gameplay. So enjoy that. Alright guys, let's start here. Our first game will be against King BREWESS. So before the latest patch, King BREWESS decks were one of the best that you could play. So we'll see how that is working out. We have 1 ARACHAS, 1 NEKKER, Warrior, double, triple Behemoth even. And 2 CRONEs here, Frightener, Caretaker. So we're definitely interested in keeping the CRONEs. Definitely interested in keeping the ARACHAS. So that's the one that we are dropping the first. Then we get 1 HARPY. Well, that is kind of okay. I would say we're dropping the CRONE here. Getting Grave Hack, which is also cool. Also, the Grave Hack is just coming in the third round on average. So maybe you can also play the card on round 2 if you think you can win with that. But normally that's a card for late in the game. We might even drop another CRONE here, to be honest. Getting GERALT, yeah, that was worth it. So with the crown, these are also spawning late on the game, not a problem. We will then start here with the HARPY, then going into Behemoth, and Warrior, or even dropping another Behemoth, we'll have to wait and see. So there's a Clan Demon Pirate that is then looking like a discard deck, maybe full discard, but there was no Longship. Otherwise he would have played that before dropping the Pirates, of course. So now 2 Pirates are in his graveyard. But he was not getting any additional benefit by that. Maybe he's also playing a Queensguard deck, could also be. So either he's going super discard heavy, or he's playing Queensguards. But that looks like a real discard deck. So he's dropping the Ermion here, drawing 2 cards, then discarding 2, and he chooses to discard the Raiders here that are just spawning then on the board. For now, I would say we are going for another Behemoth. And playing the Warrior on the next turn. Then we're getting 2 ARACHAS from the Behemoth here, plus the 3 ARACHAS that are currently in our deck. He's now using the late ability, so he will then discard up to 3 cards. Nothing is getting resurrected. What do we have here? So it's still a Queensguard. Okay, so a lot of discard plus the additional Queensguards here. Good to know. So we will now play the Warrior, eating one of the eggs. So spawning a small little HARPY. We are spawning a lot of ARACHAS. And the egg is unfortunately, the HARPY is unfortunately coming in the middle row as well. So that's just staking way too much if he has a Lazarate. I would have loved to see the HARPY here in the front. Going for the Queen's Guards now. We're currently still 4 points ahead. So everything is kind of fine, I would say. We have a Caretaker, by the way, so with that we could also just snatch one of the Queen's Guards here later in the game if he's then buffing those. So like with the Bondoon, then he's buffing the Queen's Guards, we will just snatch one for 7 points or 10 points or whatever. That's also pretty decent. Right now if we go for GERALT here, we are just killing the 6 points, so that's definitely not a thing I like to. So we're not doing that, of course. What I, on the other hand, would like would be an Unseen Elder, so then we can consume a bit more. So maybe just going for that here. Saving a few of the points. So just eating ARACHAS, but more and more are spawning, of course. So one Lacerate and boom, getting rid of a lot of points. Unseen Elder is at 14 here. Currently 60 to 39. We are one card behind, so he needs a card that is more than 21 points worth it. Apparently that is not happening, so he will just pass here. He waited until we have killed the last Harpy egg. So we will then just pass. For the next round, we are definitely interested in playing the NEKKER. And there is another NEKKER coming, so that's definitely a card we like to replace here. Let's see, we're getting a Harpy, which is totally fine with the eggs. That is good. So Caretaker, right now I would say we are still waiting. Still waiting here with the Caretaker, not using that right now. What we are just doing is going for the NEKKER, getting the 8 points on the board. We are going for the Frightener, and we are going for the Harpy. There's the Bondoon. So now the Queen's Guards here are getting buffed, and that on the other hand means that the Caretaker looks like a really good choice. So we are stealing then the 8-point Queen's Guard here. You could wait a bit longer if he's using a decoy on the Drake Bondu, but there's also the chance that he's just resurrecting instantly. Then the Queen's Guards are spawning, he's winning the round anyway. Then you have no chance to use the Caretaker to get one of the Queen's Guards back. He's now also dropping the Ceres on the board, so currently a little ahead, but that is fine. We'll go for the Frightener here. And I would say we will just pick up the 7 points. So maybe we can find something for the GERALT IGNI. But I doubt that he's dropping something there. Oh, there is something. He is then hitting the NEKKER. So that is right now, unfortunately, getting locked. So we're not getting an additional NEKKER on the next round, which kinda sucks, to be honest. But well, you cannot change that here. So we are dropping then the Harpy. There's another resurrection card. So the less resurrection he has for the last round, the better it is for us. The more value he's losing right now, the better. We will then go for the old Speartip asleep. Which is then, because there are 3 units, he's waking up at the start of our next turn. That's then 10 points. Plus we're dealing damage up to 5 enemies on the opposing row by 2.
We serve her who is Virgin, Mother and CRONE.
So he's going for another resurrection card, another priestess is incoming. So he's still ahead, of course. But we don't care too much for that, right? So we are just passing now, keeping our cards. Would have been really cool if we got the NEKKER for the next round, but well, should still be fine. So we have 4 cards to 4 cards. The only resurrection he might now have will be the Reaver, most likely. Got the Warrior from the top, which is really good, so we are keeping that with the Behemoth. Is working pretty decent. Gravehag is cool, Wartag is cool, GERALT IGNI will help us, so we're just finished redrawing here. There's 15 points from the Pirate Captain, which is just another good target for the GERALT IGNI. Not a problem, we will go for the Behemoth. Then we're using the Van Warrior, eating the Harpy here, spawning the ARACHAS. There's another 15 points, which is also a good target for the GERALT IGNI. We'll see about that. So the Van Warrior eating the Harpy. We are spawning now 1 ARACHAS from the ARACHAS Behemoth. Currently 11 points ahead, but that should still be fine. We're getting a lot of points from the Gravehag. And with that, he now has more points than 20 on the row, and GERALT IGNI can destroy the 16 points. Not a problem indeed. I would say we're doing that right now, because otherwise I'm not interested in playing the Gravehag at the moment. We will do that lastly. So what we are doing is now going for the GERALT IGNI, hitting the 16 points down. So he's losing a lot. Still 7 points ahead. We'll then go for the Water Hack on the next turn, and after that playing the Gravehag. Wow, he got another 16 points on that. That is indeed kinda insane. So Water Hack is still coming. We are still going for the Lacerate here, dealing then 6 points. So he's 12 points ahead. The only good thing is that's the last one he got. So the GERALT IGNI is not giving him any sort of value. We are now dropping the Gravehag. And the Gravehag is giving us so many points that we are winning the round here. Which is great, of course. But having triple Clan Demon Pirates here, that was sick. And we're now pushing up to 58 points and winning the first game. Game 2, and this one will be a mirror match, so a card that is definitely very useful in the mirror match will be the Water Egg. We need the Lacerate in this situation. Let's have a look at what else is there. ARACHAS definitely a drop, NEKKER maybe, we have double Warriors, Gravehag, CRONE and Frightener and IGNI. So we are definitely looking forward to drop the ARACHAS here. Let's see what we're getting with that. One Behemoth, which is excellent. We're dropping one CRONE. Getting another NEKKER, so this one's then also getting dropped, and one HARPY. That's a pretty good start, I would say. So we can again just start HARPY into Behemoth into the Warrior. Then waiting a long time until we are dropping the Lacerate from the Water Egg. That should help us to win the first one if our opponent's not dropping that. So he's starting with the ARACHAS Behemoth. Fine, we are still going for the HARPY here. Then the Behemoth and then the Warrior. Doing more or less exactly what we are doing as well. We're just starting with the Behemoth and then playing the HARPY. We're doing it the other way around. But well, the outcome is the same. He's now dropping the Warrior, eating those nice little eggs, getting the points on, spawning some ARACHAS here. So similar style what we're doing, right? The question then will be if he's also running a Water Egg, because that is a card not everyone is running, but is very useful here in a mirror matchup and also against some other decks, of course. So let's just go for the Warrior. Means we have exact amount of points on the board than our opponent has. So 35 to 35. We're doing exactly what our opponent is doing because we are more or less probably just playing the similar build here. Okay, that's a card that we are not using. So the Regis Higher Vampire is now consuming one of the cards here from the top of our deck. It will be the Behemoth. Okay, that's a useful one. Definitely wanted to see that. The Higher Vampire is now at 12 points, so got an additional 6 as a boost. Means he's currently a bit ahead, which is totally fine, not a huge problem. Can still just go for the Water Egg and winning the round here anyway. Doesn't matter too much. So I would say we are also kind of interested in dropping the NEKKER. And he's eating the egg, of course, getting more points, spawning more ARACHAS, and so on and so on. You know the drill. So at the moment, we have 6, 8, 10 units here for 3, so that will be 30 points from the Lacerate, plus another 3 from Warrior, so Lacerate at the moment is worth 33 points, which is insane. So keep that in mind when you think about who is winning the round and who is not winning the round. He is, looks like he's looking at the Unseen Elder, so might be going for that. Void playing this card. That's another VRAN Warrior. Yeah, we have the same, so could just do the same. I have to think about if that is the best way to do it right now. We could also just give him, for example, the Frightener. If he's passing, we are just playing the Water Egg and still winning the round. Would give us an additional card. Could also play GERALT here and just kill the Warrior as well. Would be right now 17 points. That's another option we have. And yeah, to be honest, that might not be too bad. Getting one of those guys. Let's do it. So the 17 points are out of the game. Which means we are now 5 points ahead. We are even in cards. So I'm pretty sure we are able to win this round here. Going now for the Unseen Elder. Let's see what he is saving. Probably just eating the ARACHAS there in the row. Oh, he's going instantly in the Warrior. Oh, okay. So then eating some ARACHAS. Means he is still only 4 points ahead, which is not that much. We could also eat the Warrior, of course, with the Unseen Elder, just to combat that. We still have one more in the hand, so that would be fine, kinda. Then we're just saving all the points. Yeah, I kinda like that. Let's do it. So we're eating the Warrior here, eating the ARACHAS as well. And we are obviously buffing the NEKKER here. This one is now at 8. We have 10 more points. The Lacerate is still good. And if we play the Lacerate here, he is falling down so far, so then he has no chance to win the game anymore. Right now we're keeping the NEKKER for the next round, which is excellent, so that's even more points that our opponent does not have at the moment. Alright, the CRONEs are coming. CRONEs for 20 points, definitely not bad. But is it good enough? I don't think so. I don't think so. So what I think is that we are playing another VRAN Warrior. consuming another unit, getting another ARACHAS on the board, buffing the NEKKER here. So currently 4 cards to 4 cards left. We still have the CRONEs here, so we can still do that. He's not passing, so now we have the option to just, for example, play the Frightener, to play the Water Hack here. He has 4 cards, we still have the CRONEs. I would say we're going for the... let's see, we're going for the Water Hack, just using the Lazarate then. That's okay. Which allows us to buff the NEKKER here further, because then we're consuming 1 more card. So with that we're ending the turn, ending the round, winning that kinda easily. And the NEKKER is still staying on the board for the next round, so we're getting 1 NEKKER out of the deck. We have the CRONEs still, we have Grave Hack. There's another NEKKER, oh man, I don't like that. So that's a card we're definitely interested in dropping back into the deck. Hopefully we're not getting any of the CRONEs now. Definitely not interested, there's 1. We will then play the Frightener here, which is worth 10 points. We're getting the Caretaker. Pretty good. He's also spawning a NEKKER. Okay, so he's keeping the points as well. Let's just drop then the HARPY. Get the HARPY X out, so we're keeping more points for the next round. Now we just need to make sure that we're not getting another CRONE from the top. If we are able to drop the CRONE here and not getting one from the top, that would be amazing. And look at him, he is unfortunately just locking our NEKKER, so we're not keeping the points here, which totally sucks. So we could try to win the round right now, to be honest. That would be an option. I guess we're not doing that. Let's just pass. So we have 4 cards to 4 cards for the last round. If we're able to get the CRONEs here back into the deck, not drawing another one, we have a seriously good chance to win the game. He's keeping the NEKKER for the next round. We are keeping just the HARPYs here, which is not as strong as a NEKKER, but still not too many points behind. Please don't give me any shit from the top. Give me a gold plug. Yeah, there's a Gales. Great. So we are dropping the CRONE here. Hope for the best. Fingers crossed. Unfortunately, we're just getting the other CRONE back. That's not what I wanted to see here, obviously. But, well, you cannot change that. He's looking into our graveyard, so what he's doing, he's also looking for a Caretaker to play that. We can also look into his graveyard, of course, so there's some stuff that we might be interested in. For example, the ARACHAS Behemoth here, definitely one. He's dropping the Behemoth as well, so... we could just pick up the Fiend here and locking it. It might not be too bad, because if we are keeping the ARACHAS, we're not consuming that much. As you can see here, the only card that is to consume would be the Grave Hack, so we're not getting too much. But if he is able to consume a lot, for example the NEKKERs, then he is just getting more ARACHAS here. So I would say we're going for the Caretaker, using the... give me that please, where is it? There you go. Using the Fiend here, and locking the... we're either locking the ARACHAS or we are locking the NEKKER, so he's not spawning another NEKKER. To be honest, so that would be, if he has a VRAN warrior, he would get kind of a lot of points, but I guess that's even more. Yeah, locking the NEKKER. That's getting rid of 5 points. Plus he's not spawning another NEKKER here. He has a VRAN warrior in hand. So now he's eating the X then, which is also kind of fine. We need to play the CRONEs first before we are playing the Gales. Otherwise we are just getting that as an option anyway. Yeah, there's a VRAN warrior, as expected. So he's consuming, getting a lot of points. We will now just go for another CRONE. Just another 6 points on the board. And we're playing the Gales. So he's consuming more, he's getting an additional boost from the HARPY egg. He's spawning another ARACHAS here. Yeah, he definitely has a Caretaker in his hand. That is not very sneaky if you just look at the graveyard all the time. So are you going for the Caretaker? There's a Caretaker. Unexpected, and he will go... what are you picking up? The Water Egg. Yeah, Water Egg would be kind of a bummer. He's getting rid then of 12 points, which is a lot. But he decided to go for the Behemoth, which is on average not as many points as just playing a Leatherite here. Because with the Water Hack, which is... oh, where's the Water Hack? There you go. The Water Hack alone is 3 points, so then also the Rain or the Lazarate, if he's using Lazarate, that's another 12, so that will be 15 in total. While one Behemoth here is right now giving him 6, plus he needs 3 units to spawn to have the same amount of points. So interesting. We are... let's go for the Gales here now. Getting the old Speartip asleep. And we're just dropping that here. So because there are more than 3 units, he's then going to the old Speartip Awake and dealing a lot of damage. Plus he's then 10 points worth it. Our last play will be the Grave Hag. She is giving us another nice little boost. There's also a Gales. Let's see what he's dropping. Might also have the, is also having the Grave Hag. But right now it looks like our Grave Hag has more units in it. At least I hope so. We are 1 point ahead. So if our, our Graveyard should be a bit stronger. And he's not. He's spawning two more units, right? That more.
Not too shabby. Not shabby at all.
That is more, right? That is more. Or isn't it? Have we 21? Oh, we only have 19. Oh shit, so we're losing by 1 point. Damn it.